Given Marvel's recent hit and miss track record, I just went into Thunderbolts with my fingers crossed, hoping that it was going to be a hit and not a miss. And thankfully, it was a hit. I thought this film was going to be a really fun, entertaining Marvel romp with some fun characters, great back and forth, great chemistry. But that's only part of Thunderbolts. All that stuff is in there and it's great. But what really surprised me about Thunderbolts is how character driven this film is. The characters, their emotional baggage, their damage, the stuff they're going through mentally is all front and center, and it completely drives the film. It gives the film an emotional through line, and it grounds the action, the plot, the stakes all the way to the very end. And I was just really surprised by that. I was surprised by how much I cared about every single character. It was just really cool seeing all these characters come together who prior to this film were kind of drifting in the universe. They weren't really doing anything. They had no real purpose or calling in life. But the event of this film brings the characters together and finally gives them a purpose for existing in this universe by serving in this team and being this kind of makeshift family unit for each other. And it was just really badass to see that. It was great to see them come together and prove themselves as this makeshift team of ragtag characters. And the writing was quite satisfying in that it gave all the characters a solid reasoning for coming together and being in this scenario with each other. And again, the film is grounded in that emotional through line with those characters. And there are a couple of times where they go for some emotional beats and they actually work. Not that I was like tearing up or anything, but I got like a bit choked up in a couple of scenes, which I did not expect from Thunderbolts, but it's in there and it really works. I remember a while ago, Florence Pugh said in an interview that Thunderbolts was similar to an A24 drama, and I was like, yeah, of course it's going to be. She actually wasn't that far off with that assessment. There are more scenes of character interplay, be it bickering and arguing, or sometimes genuine bonding through trauma, than there are action and fight scenes. This isn't a run-of-the-mill Marvel film. It's not a fluffy popcorn Marvel film. The spectacle and the action is in it, of course it is, but again, it's completely driven by the characters. If you don't care about the characters, the film's just not going to work for you. And the climax of this film, where it's all coming to a head, it goes in a direction that I completely did not expect. It's not your generic Marvel third act where it's all about the spectacle, action and explosions. It's all about the characters, again, completely driven by the characters, their emotion, and I dug it a lot. There are elements in the finale that reminded me a little bit of Stranger Things. Can't elaborate too much without spoiling stuff, but hopefully you'll see what I'm talking about when you see the film, like you should. And as the climax was wrapping up and getting deeper into the emotion of the characters, it's low-key kind of powerful, and without spoiling too much, there are themes of mental health in there that actually kind of hit me a little bit. Now, like I said earlier, what I expected from Thunderbolts was in the film, i.e. the great chemistry between all the cast, great camaraderie, great back and forth, great bickering between them. The humour of the film is completely derived from the characters and the scenarios that they're in. It never feels forced, it feels completely organic to the situations at hand. Florence Pugh is probably the standout of the cast, like I'm sure everyone said. Great character. I care about the character a lot more after this film. Love Red Guardian. He's easily one of my favourite comedy characters in the MCU, but there's actually some good depth with the character as well. Love Bucky, love John Walker, love Ghost, love the team, love the Thunderbolts. And I liked what they did with Sentry, Bob. Can't elaborate too much without spoilers, but I thought they handled the character quite well. And there's an aspect of Sentry that if you've seen The Boys, you're going to immediately be like, oh, I've been here before. I've seen exactly this before. Not in that unoriginal kind of way, although I bet they probably got the idea from The Boys. But it made sense, given the current state of the MCU in-universe. As far as the post-credit scenes go, there's a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene. The mid-credit scene is a comedy thing, a decent comedy bit, but nothing special. The post-credit scene, though, yeah, that was good. That got me excited. Again, I went into Thunderbolts expecting a certain kind of experience, and that was only part of the experience that I actually got. I feel like this is one of those films that's going to get better and better over time, and with the hit and miss nature of the multiverse saga, Thunderbolts is thankfully one of the hits. It's a tremendous bounce back after Captain America Brave New World.